Let's talk about something we can all relate to, those incredibly tough relationships that really push us to our breaking point. Today, we're going to dive into a pretty powerful idea that reframes these painful experiences. It suggests they're not just random suffering, but actually something else entirely. Something with a real purpose.
So let me just ask you this. Have you ever been in a situation with someone, a partner, a friend, even a family member, that was just so hard, it felt like you were being pushed to your absolute limits? You know, like it was more than just a bad dynamic, but some kind of deep, personal test designed just for you.
Well, this concept we're exploring takes that exact feeling and wraps a really striking analogy around it. The idea is that when you're in one of those deeply challenging relationships, you're not just struggling, you're basically like a brand new product that's going through some intense quality control. I mean, just think about that for a second. It's a pretty wild comparison, isn't it? The point isn't just that the relationship is tough, but that you are the one being systematically checked and tested. This one metaphor completely changes the whole experience from just random pain to a purposeful evaluation.
Okay, so what does that even mean? What does this quality testing actually look like in the real world? To really get our heads around this idea of being a product under test, first we need to look at what actual industrial testing is all about.
So, to understand the human side of this, we've got to step away from the emotional stuff for a minute and get a little, well, mechanical. Let's jump into the world of manufacturing and see what these durability tests really are. When engineers want to certify a new product, they basically put it through absolute hell. They crank the heat way up, then they freeze it. They drop it from crazy heights, shake it like crazy, and hit it with all kinds of sudden jarring shocks. And look, this isn't just them smashing things for fun. The goal is super calculated. Find every single weakness, every hidden flaw, and make absolutely sure that product can work under the most extreme conditions you can imagine. And here is the most important part. This whole process isn't random at all. It is a systematic, carefully designed effort to do one thing: find the breaking point. It's all about discovering the absolute limits of what that thing can take. Okay, so let's bring this all back to the human experience. How on earth does this cold industrial process connect to something so personal, so painful? Well, this is where the analogy really takes a powerful turn. Here it is, the direct comparison. The product test is there to expose manufacturing defects. Well, this human test, it suggested, is meant to purify you from flaws you might have carried since childhood. A product is tested to see if it's suitable for extreme conditions. You are being tested to see if you're suitable for a higher purpose. It completely reframes the whole thing from a meaningless struggle into a purposeful trial, one that you were somehow chosen for. So the whole idea really boils down to this. From this point of view, that difficult person didn't just stumble into your life by accident or bad luck. They showed up to do a job, which was to prepare you, to strengthen you, to quality test you for some kind of special mission that requires a person of incredible resilience and character. But, just like any high-stakes test, there are two very different ways this can go. It's not just about getting through it, it's about how you get through it. And believe me, the stakes could not be higher. And the difference between passing and failing, between growing from it or being destroyed by it, it all hinges on one single critical factor. So here they are, the two paths. On one side, if you understand the rules of the game, if you can see the bigger purpose behind it all, that's what leads to real growth and elevation. But on the other side, if you stay unaware, if you just get totally consumed by the fight itself, that's what leads to destruction. In the end, it seems like your awareness is what makes all the difference. So the ultimate takeaway here is that you absolutely can rise above this. You can come out of this trial stronger, more purified. But, and this is a really big but, that positive outcome is conditional. It's only on the table if you can kind of zoom out and understand the underlying purpose of the game you're in. Which, of course, brings us to the final and most important question. What are the rules? Well, while every test is going to be unique, this way of thinking suggests the key is all about shifting your perspective. It means moving from seeing that other person as your enemy to seeing them as a catalyst, a tool for your own growth. The way you win isn't about defeating them, it's about transcending the need for the battle in the first place, by building up your own boundaries, your own values, your own sense of self, until their drama just doesn't have a weak spot to hit anymore. And that right there is how you pass the test.